Hey everybody, I was out here hanging out with the guys from Wired to Fish, and we got on this conversation about skipping and really how to dial in your system, specifically talking about your reel and how you go about adjusting it. And this will apply to adjusting your reels for every technique, but we'll really talk about how to dial it in for skipping, docks, brush, whatever it may be. This knob on the side is going to usually control the beginning of your cast. So if you're getting a lot of backlash right at the beginning of your cast as that spool starts to spin, you're gonna wanna tighten down this knob. And then you've got another set of brakes over here, and that's gonna control more of your reel toward the back end of your cast. So if it's coming off smooth at the beginning and then it starts to wind too fast at the end, dial these numbers up. The higher the numbers go, the tighter it's gonna be, and the slower that spool is going to be toward the end. So as this spool starts to spin faster and faster, it puts more braking pressure on that and allows it to stay nice and tight at the end of the cast. So what I like to do when I start off with a reel is I will tighten this first knob all the way down so that when I engage the reel, the spool does not even spin. And I'll leave it engaged, and I'll slowly back this knob off so that that spool just barely starts to spin. All right, so I can let this go all the way down, hit the water, no backlash. That's where I'm gonna start. For the other side, this arachnid, it's got 20 numbers, so I'll go about, look at 10, and I'll dial it back 2 or 3 more clicks, and I'm gonna start with that. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if you're making your pitch, I'll tighten this down a little bit. If you make your pitch and it wants to hook to the left, what's happening is this is either too tight and it's not allowing your spool to spin freely and it's wanting to pull your bait to the left. Or your release point is too late and you need to release earlier. So it's one of those two things. A lot of times the mistake I see is guys just have this spool locked down too tight and it's not allowing it to spin freely. So not only are we talking about backlashing our reel, but also the accuracy of our cast can come down to the braking system of our reels. So if you're not sure how to dial it in, start by engaging, tighten this all the way down so that your bait doesn't spin, and then engage the reel, loosen it up a little bit, so that as soon as that bait hits the water, it stops, no backlash. And that's gonna give you a really good starting point. And then you can start to dial it in. Make very small adjustments, make a cast, loosen it off just a little bit. You really want this reel as loose as possible to give you the most accurate cast available.